falls down like memories. The city slowly starts to crack. The day the black tower tore the sky apart, I heard a wound deeper than my own name. Small hand left behind in flames, a distance I could never reach. Time has dulled the edge of everything, but guilt is still alive beneath my skin. Under the collapsing ceiling, I became someone's final moment, and just for surviving, I kept walking through endless nights. Regret never disappears. We only learn to live within the wound, rotting inside the silence. Calls my name again. Will you ascend? A crimson voice echoes inside me. At the end of a black stairway, every piece of my past awakens. I'm the one who could not run. I'm the one who could not forget. The tower was never a monster. It was the heart of regret. A world with no king and no salvation. Despair repeating like feedback loops. The city trembles beneath red fractures, swallowing every scream alive. You are not finished yet. That voice tears through my chest. I walk across shattered memories toward the final rescue of my life. Order is dead, but wounds still breathe inside the noise. I finally see myself beneath the burning throne. Broken names begin to cry across the endless stairway. Regret falls like shadows. Will you ascend? This time I will not turn away. I will hold the pain I thought had disappeared forever. Beneath the gate of the black tower, I breathe once again, not to erase regret, but to finally face it. The rain still falls, the city still shakes, and my shadow slowly fades into the stairway where regrets sleep.
Thought I buried it deep, but the smoke still lives inside my lungs. Black stairs in the dark, and I still can't escape that night. Flickering lights in a broken hallway, dust in the air, hear the sirens replay. Took off the badges, a ghost of the same. My body remembers every fight by name. Burned walls collapsing, still in the heat. 15 years later, the screams to repeat. Told myself time made the pain disappear, but numb ain't healing. I was drowning in fear. Then I heard a child cry from the end of the floor. That sound hit my chest like a gun in the war. I ran through the flames like I did back then. Swore to myself I would save them again. Red lights flashing through the smoke, everything breaking slow. I never left the fire, I just learned to hide the scars. The hand I couldn't reach, still pulling me beneath. Every time I run forward, I relive the same scene. Regret never dies, it breathes inside the ash. I climb these endless stairs, but the past keeps pulling back. The hand I couldn't reach, the life I couldn't save. Maybe I'm the one, still trapped inside the flame. Please help me, that that voice still tears through my head. People say time can heal, but some wounds never rest. Every night I walk again through the ruins in my mind, scratching at the broken floor, trying to rewrite the time. But the ceiling always falls and the fire always spreads. I keep reaching through the smoke for the ghosts I couldn't get, regretting memory. It's a door that never closed. All the pain I tried to bury, still waiting in the dark below. The hand I couldn't reach, still fading in the heat, and I'm running through the fire with what's left of me. Regret never sleeps, it lives inside my chest. One more step into the dark, one more climb again. The hand I couldn't reach, oh, the life I couldn't save, oh, but this time I won't run away. Don't run away. At the top of the stairs, another memory breathes, and for the first time I stop running from me.
On these endless stairs I wander, footsteps fading in the dark. All the memories I buried still are reaching for my heart. Cold dinner on the table, silent shadows in the hall, saving everybody's world while my own began to fall. I ran straight into the fire without fear or looking back, but the smallest heart beside me was the one I failed to catch. If only you came home one time, still echoes softly in my mind. These hands that pulled so many out could never hold the child inside. Regret burns on like dying embers, slowly turning me to stone. All the evenings I never came home still wait for me alone. Closed doors and quiet birthdays, empty seats at graduation. I believed that time would heal it and love needed no explanation. Every promise left unanswered, every lonely night you cried. I was praised for being a hero while your pain stayed trapped inside. I thought someday you'd understand me if I just kept standing tall, but I kept delaying sorrow till silence swallowed all. If only you came home one time, now falls like rain inside my chest. I saved strangers from the darkness, but left your heart without a rest. Regret pours down like winter thunder, flooding every road I know. All the evenings I never came home still won't let me go. In the ruins of that living room, I saw your endless without end. Dad, you didn't come again. One small sentence broke my soul, and I finally understood. Love arrives too late for some. If I had stayed there just one moment, if I had held your hand that night, maybe all those missing pieces would have stayed inside your life. Now the staircase fades to darkness, still I hear your distant tone. All the evenings I never came home are living in my bones.
Cold stairs below me, memories turning into ash, still holding on to my footsteps like a dying jazz bar after midnight. Old photographs on the wall, a child smiling in faded light. I wanted to be a hero, but lost the closest heart instead. Smoke in the blue light, a lonely trumpet cry, too late apologies, falling like a lullaby. An untouched birthday cake, an empty weekend field. I kept saving strangers while letting go of your hand. It's okay, that quiet little answer. I never knew how many nights were breaking behind it. The city sirens always called my name, and under the weight of duty I mistook silence for love. But love still remained, while expectations slowly disappeared. Black stairway, going endlessly down. Regret echoes like slow jazz, your voice fading through the saxophone. I never failed to understand you. That sentence tears me apart. What hurts more than hatred is giving up while still loving someone. Broken toy, fire truck, a cracked childhood dream. Since when did the hero disappear from your eyes? Rain falls on the silence, an empty room and lonely light. I realized too late how long you carried loneliness. Smoke in the darkness, dust above the piano keys. Even our memories quietly settled into sorrow. Words I never reached, letters never sent. The tower keeps asking me, who was it you failed to save? Black stairway, still leading downward. I walk toward another regret. Love remained behind, but expectation died long ago. Under the final light, a fading trumpet sound. Now I finally understand. The deepest fire was inside a human heart.
noise in my lungs, inside the afterimage that never fades. I'm still standing in the room where your name disappeared. Buried beneath the black staircase, the scent of an aging day remains. Two silent cups upon the table, still remember your warmth. The years I spent enduring quietly scrape the inside of my heart. I lived pretending I was fine until I forgot how to collapse. The small window where you once smiled, the drifting smell of coffee, the sorrow I thought had faded returns like waves of static. I can hear your voice again at the edge of fading breath. The temperatures we lost still wander inside me. Smoke and silence over blurred memories. Regret falls down like ashes and fills my lungs again. Broken heartbeat and endless ringing noise. Since the day I lost you, I've never truly stopped. Under the hospital's pale light, time cracked into textures. Even your final smile slipped through my hands. Under the name of survival, I buried grief too deep, learning only how to remain alive while slowly disappearing myself. Between fading fingertips, only cold air survived inside the space you left behind. Even my shadow fades away. Noise flow inside my veins, fragments of shattered memory. All the nights I couldn't cry come back to swallow me. Oh, now I finally know enduring never erased the pain. Wounds survive the longest inside silent hearts. Smoke and silence, the warmth I couldn't reach from the moment you vanished. I started breaking slowly, falling deeper at the end of the black stairs. For the very first time, I learned how to grieve. White noise fading out, your warmth dissolves again. Among the vanished souls, I'm still calling your name. Faint brass echoes in the dark. Ash keeps falling on the stairs, and again I walk through another endless night. The sirens faded long ago, but the fire still lives inside my ears. I carried strangers through the smoke while leaving myself bare.
underneath my shoes. Memories dissolve like dust behind the words I survived. There's a grief I never touched. The mirror doesn't know my face. The hero slowly disappeared. These hands that pulled people from flames could never save the soul in here. Brass cries low, the city sways in slow motion on top of a somber rhythm. My regrets keep dancing. Firefighter coats, my younger self walks back to me. Did you ever try to save yourself? That question steals the air I breathe underneath responsibility. I folded up my grief for years, believing love meant suffering while hiding every human fear. Endless stairway, endless midnight. The higher I climb, the darker the silence behind applause and borrowed pride. I disappeared a little each night. Trumpets howl beneath the moon like a funeral marching slow. But somewhere far beyond this dark, a tiny light still softly glows. Regret never disappears. The wounds still ache the same, but for the first time tonight. The brass fades into the dawn. Ash drifts across the waking sky. And for the very first time, I find my way back to myself.
Under fading neon lights, ashes drift across the night. At the edge of endless stairs, I whisper my own name again. Old brass crying in the dark over cracks inside my heart. Even sorrow finds a groove, slowly swaying in the blue. Standing before a pale white door in a silent world with no more walls, I hid myself behind the word survive, while fragile breaths collapsed inside. Broken mirrors, weary eyes, memories I can't deny. I wore a smile like borrowed skin, pretending I was whole within. But the night already knew the truth I couldn't run from. Numbness was never healing, only another kind of loss. Regret becomes a dance terms. Surviving all these years alone was never truly loving life. The warmth of forgotten names still lingers in the winter air. Now I no longer hide my wounds, I walk beside them through the smoke. No one escapes breaking apart, we only choose to rise again. And somewhere beneath wounded feet, a quiet tomorrow starts to bloom. Regret becomes a dance, shaking through the faded midnight, to the sound of morning brass. My colorless soul turns gold. I don't need to erase the pain, it proves that I am still alive. Beyond the endless stairway, I finally accept myself. Old jazz breathing slowly through the silence of the room. Every scar left inside me starts reflecting light again. Grief and love were never far, they lived inside the same tears. The moment I embraced my sorrow, I became human again. Regret becomes a dance, soaking through my final evening. Inside trembling silhouettes, I finally begin to smile. Even sadness that remains slowly turns into a light. Beyond the dark horizon, a quiet morning arrives. Under a fading sky, the tower disappears like light. And carrying my past with me, I walk into the present slowly. I still ache sometimes, but I no longer run away. Together with my regrets, I will live differently now.